Hello, if you're a local business in SA and you want Vince and I to join you on site for one of our live recording sessions of our podcast Livin', please reach out to us at hello@livinpodcast.com.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for expanded reach, customer interactions, and some authentic storytelling opportunities for your brand and business.
Not to mention fun.
Of course, it's fun. So email us today at hello@livinpodcast.com or via Instagram at livin_podcast, and we'll see you on site really soon. Everybody, go.
Am I living?
Oh,
What a funny
music
thing
to my ears.
Oh my God, season 3, let's go.
Woo! It's been a minute.
Said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day, on a cloudy day. Always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a
Instant
cloudy
joy.
day.
Instant joy?
Instant.
Always said, look up into the sky.
Instant joy!
Hello!
Season 3, welcome to 2025 Livin' Podcast with Vince Fusco.
And Nancy Timpano, we are back for another season of real life conversations. We bring all the conversations
gosh.
to the table, the things we think about, the things that most people keep in their head as a thought. We bring it out and make it a conversation.
Just want to talk about it, really. It's all
Yeah.
those things. Why keep it in when you could share that experience with your friends, your family, your colleagues, us even? And that's been the best part. I can't believe we're now rolling into season 3.
Season 3.
Which is
So
wild.
this is episode 1 of season 3, but episode 87 in
That's
total
huge.
for
Hey,
Livin' Podcast.
We're going to hit triple digits this year.
Oh, wow.
That's a fun thing to think about.
That is. We will, oh my gosh, very soon, in fact. Do the math. What, 13, 14 weeks?
Oh, so in 3 months,
Yeah.
give or take?
Yeah.
Give or take, 3
Look at
months.
that.
You're going to episode 100.
Episode. And so many exciting things that we will share throughout on our socials
Yes.
because at the end of last year when Spotify did their Christmas
Oh,
wrap,
the
their
wrap.
yearly wrap,
Yes, the best.
we discovered, which is pretty huge, it's pretty
Hang on.
mind-blowing.
We're understating
I
it.
know we are understated, and it's nothing to be understated
Not at all.
because Livin' Podcast was rated in the top 5%
Mm-hmm.
on all the videos that you can watch on Spotify. We are in the top 5%.
Do you believe
of
that?
what people are watching.
Livin' Podcast.
Our podcast.
is in the top 5% of all video podcasts on
All
that
video
platform
podcasts.
globally, which is huge. And it's funny because when we first started, it was obviously just an audio medium and it was very
Yeah.
quick in season 1. I think it's
Yeah.
like episode 3, maybe episode 2 even.
Yeah.
Where we introduced camera
Yeah.
and we started doing video. And
Yes.
we ummed and ahed about it a little bit about, is it worth the extra time, the
Yes.
effort? And we really stuck to it. And we are now in that top 5%,
It's
Nance.
really paid off. Like that, I remember
It's
when you
huge.
called me and you were like, wait, and you were
cried.
rattling off all the stats. But then when you said this one hit.
Yeah.
This one hit the spot. Like, oh my gosh, globally, like 18 countries. We've hit about 23, but some of those might
Our
be
main
little
listens,
fakies.
That's it. Well, VPNs. VPNs. That's
VPNs.
it.
But we have been streamed in 18 countries globally, and 5%, top 5% on videos on Spotify is people watching us. Wow, they're bored.
Wow, they're bored. No, hardly. They're entertained. But not only that, we also grew 189% in our audience across last year
Oh, my
between
goodness.
Spotify and iTunes. 189% growth, and 80% of our audience last year found us from the season before. So again, people going back and listening to season 1
Yeah.
and joining us in season 2 and hopefully joining us again for season 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So much to celebrate this year.
Absolutely.
The video one though, like you said, it hit, and I know I had a bit of a cry on the phone that
Yeah,
day
you did.
because it just, as I read it, it was really emotional because
Yeah.
it is that moment of not validation, but it's a moment of like reward almost, like for
Yeah.
all the time that we put into producing
Yes.
this, and we produce
Yep.
it ourselves, and we don't want it to be absolutely 1,000% slick, show ready, studio
Because
quality.
we are real life.
100%. But we do this because we love it.
Yeah.
We do it because we've got great audience members, great
Yeah.
businesses partnering with us and sponsoring us and working with us over the year.
Yeah.
So to see that result was huge. And
Yeah.
it just sort of was that moment of like, oh, That's why we do it.
Absolutely. And we are continually being told that the hustle that we put into our work, people admire us for that, because we know some people that have come up and decided to do a podcast, which anyone can. Good on you.
100%.
Good luck. But they've gone, you know what? It's a lot. It's a lot of work. And, like you said, that stat that only a lot of podcasts only get to 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And then they quit because they're like, too hard.
Too hard,
basket.
not enough money coming in from it.
Yep.
And that's okay too. But again, it just depends on what you're in it for.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're in it for the connection piece here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's been the best part. We have had so much connection with you, our audience, over the last 2 years. Coming into season 3, we're ready for even more of it.
Absolutely. And looking at the slides from last year's wrap,
look at
just
you go.
quickly,
Okay.
Speaking of connection, we connected another 128% up on season 1.
Yeah, right.
128%. We gained 89% in followers, 89% growth in followers. It was we've put it out there many times that our absolute favourite episode listened to time and time again is Psychic Fatini.
For a number of reasons too. Like
Yeah.
I go back to it myself. I've probably listened to it 10 times, but I go back to listen to the unedited version.
Oh, yes.
Which obviously is just for our ears.
Absolutely.
But where she told us things that would happen to us. And they've all come
And
true.
they happened.
And
And
they've
they
all come
happened.
true.
Like, check that out. 882%.
That's mental.
882% more than our average listens.
Yeah,
so
that's
Psychic
insane.
Fatini, wow, we've been,
She knew too. She
we
knew all
were
along.
streamed in 18 countries. Australia was obviously our top country. Wow. Listeners can't keep their eyes off you. Your videos were watched 148% more in 2024 than they were in 2023. Look at this.
Wow.
Can you read that out
I
loud?
can
Just
read
one
that.
more
Your
time.
show was in the top 5% of all video podcasts. Oh, guys, thank you. I can't thank you enough for that. We
That's
can't
crazy.
really. Like, isn't that the best, Nance? High five for us.
High five.
All right. Well, hey, listen, season 3.
Season 3.
We're rocking straight into it this year, and we have got a bloody long list of topics
Oh my gosh.
because the Christmas break, I don't even know, like the end of last year, it felt bananas, right?
Yeah, it did. It did.
And it was funny because we recorded quite early,
Yeah.
like towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
We sort of finished recording before, just as we got into December. So
Yes,
we had
we
like a
did.
4-week window where
Yeah.
there was still content coming out, but we weren't catching up in person or recording just yet. And then over the break, you were away, I was away.
So today's a big deal.
Today it feels like a reunion.
Today
That's been like
is
2
a
months.
big deal.
We
Yeah.
never go that long without either speaking
And
or
we've
seeing each other.
spoken, but we were even speaking a bit less.
Oh, totally.
You know,
I feel like I haven't
so-
spoken to you. Like we spoke for the first time yesterday
know.
in maybe like a week.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, hi, how are you?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So with all those beautiful stats that came through and all those beautiful connections, just touching base quickly again, if you're a small business or
Yes.
large business or someone a business that's trying to engage more with people, if you just want your logo out there, because hey, we are getting watched. We've got proof of that.
Absolutely.
Reach out to us at hello@livin podcast, and you can possibly talk about a 1 episode sponsorship,
Yep.
a month sponsorship.
You could do a whole season if you wanted
a
to.
yearly sponsorship, and you will see the engagement grow for your business, because it's been beautiful to watch the businesses we have worked with,
Absolutely.
the feedback we've gotten,
The awards
thank
they've
you.
won.
Yes.
From their engagement with our
Absolutely.
podcast. We've had
Yes.
a number of huge successes last year. We'll share more of them on the socials as we move across this season. But, again, like Nancy said, hello@livingpodcast.com. That's where you want to email us, get involved.
That's right. And now to roll into episode 1.
Go
Vince
on.
just went on about the fact that we haven't really spoken as much the last 2 months. We haven't really seen each other the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Our reunion today was pretty special because we haven't seen each other as often as last year because we are not married.
Guys, I hate to break it to
No.
you, but Nance and I are not a thing. And this is something that's come up a lot over the break for me. And I asked you, I was like, do you get asked that a lot? And you said, not a lot, but you do get it, right?
Yes, I had someone very recently
Oh, this one
saying,
kills me, yeah. Tell this one.
she's like, oh, look at you. I can see you've got a new partner. And I said, sorry?
What do you mean?
Sorry? And she goes, oh, I've just been watching you, your podcast, your new partner, everything seems to be going well for you. I said, yes, the podcast is going well. And yes, my original partner is
EOG.
also going well, the EG.
The huge, that's it, EUG.
So for those people that maybe they haven't listened to episode 1 where we talk about how we met and all of that, maybe that's where
But even, like, for me, it's not even about season 1. Like, it
yeah,
just
but
comes
maybe
back
they've missed some episodes where we've spoken about our partners or something. I don't know.
Totally. And I feel like we do a good job of that. Like, our families are basically the content for this show, be that our parents, our partners, our children.
Absolutely.
And our friends. But, like, there's so
I talk
much...
about your children and then you talk about my son, but somehow in there people think that,
It's a funny thing, and it came to me again in around December, and I went for a haircut to my local barber who we go to regularly, and he's a fan of the show.
Yeah.
He has a new apprentice who has met Joya, has met the boys because he's cut the boys' hair.
Right. Yes.
And we're in there all the time. Like, I'm in there at least every couple of weeks. Anyway, so I'm like getting to know the new apprentice there, as you do.
Yeah.
And it was only like last week, right before New Year's, I went in for a quick tidy up and he goes to me, oh, I've discovered your podcast. I said, oh, that's great, man. Like, what do you think? He goes, no, I love it. Very easy listen.
Firstly, I just love that he discovered without, like, we didn't even plant the seed. He's discovered.
Well, so he's gone and followed me on Insta and then seen the living and followed us, which is great.
Love it.
And that's what happens, you know? He goes, I didn't know you had a podcast. I knew you did the MC work, but, And I said, oh, great. What do you reckon? He goes, great listen, very easy to listen to on the way to work. It's a good laugh. So that's awesome. He goes, so how long have you and your missus been doing that? And I sort of stopped and I go, no, that's not my missus. He goes, no, that's your missus, isn't it? That's the show. You guys,
actually,
what's it like working with her?
I
And I
feel
said,
flattered that I look like Joya.
oh, that's fair. Yeah,
That's
okay, fair
shaving
enough.
quite a few years. I'm very happy. Thanks, Joya.
But I said to him, I was like, that's not my missus. I said, you've met my missus. You've met Joya. Like, he was like, isn't that her? I said, no, it says Nancy Timpano. Like, totally different. But then somebody else as well, they were like, oh, I just assumed that was you and your wife. What's it like working together? You guys do a lot together. I said, no. So just to clarify, we are not married.
We are not married.
We've never been a
No.
thing.
There's actually quite a few. I mean, not that this matters. There's people out there that have got a big age gap.
You're going to say
and
the
that's
age
fine.
gap.
We're not going to say the age gap. We don't have to, do we? But there is a decent age gap. And you'll probably, you for the listeners out there that have been following along, you will know from my non-tech savviness or modern day taste.
Just Nancy things. Hashtag
Just
Nancy things.
Nancy things. That, yes, I am considerably older.
I will say, though, that I found myself over this Christmas break in that same position with my boys where they're like, Dad, can you do this? And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Or I've got students at school talking about some of this stuff and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Can you show me how? And I'm like, this is what Nancy must feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
On the daily.
On the daily.
On the daily.
But no, we just thought it would be a funny topic. We're not married. We should clarify. We're not an item.
Yeah.
We've known each other for, it feels like forever.
Yes.
Again,
absolutely.
a very long time.
A very long
But it's
time.
much more of like a platonic, always been
it's
a
like,
platonic
some of our
brother,
favourite
sister.
radio host duos that
Yes.
you see.
Yes.
Right? They're not married.
No.
But they've got this, beautiful relationship and, open conversation and all of that.
100%.
Exactly the same.
I think we're very lucky that we have a friend like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And I think it probably is a bit, I've got mates that say to me, they're like, oh, what's it like having best mates or friends that are so close that are girls as well?
Yeah.
Or women?
Yes.
Girls? Can we say girls, women?
Yeah.
But like, do you know what I mean?
I'll take girl.
Take girl.
Hey, I'm taking Joya.
But it's like, I think there's good perspective in that.
Yes.
And I think that like, I've said it to you many times over our relationship that I consider you like a sister almost because, I come to you for advice personally, professionally.
Yeah.
We've come from similar upbringings. There's a lot of
But the
connection
beauty
there.
in not being blood related but still having this brother-sister relationship is the fact that, like, I don't think we don't fight. We've had not even disagreements. Like, we have different views on things. But the fact that we're not brother and sister means we don't actually like fight. We can actually like pull each other up in a way. It's different.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it is, but it isn't because I think those are still the same traits that I expect and or look for either from my siblings, sisters and brother.
Yeah.
And even the way my nephews and nieces, like, I'll treat them like my own. And you should be able to say the uncomfortable things or pull them up without.
I think we say it differently though.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Like if my brother annoyed me.
What would you say to him?
No, it's not a matter of, I can't even think because, you know.
Because he doesn't
bless him.
annoy you.
No, he does. But I'm saying if he annoyed me and then he called me the next day, I would probably happily not answer the call.
Oh, wow.
Whereas if you called me and you pissed me off the day before, I'd be like, hi, what do you want?
I just feel like we've never even
I
been in
don't
that
know.
position.
No, we haven't.
It's funny when so going back to I guess marriages or relationships, and people get confused when I get asked a lot, like, how do you do so much that does take you out of the home, whether that be like MCing, events, obviously productions, performance, you know what it's like, you're away. Eugene's the same with sport, you know what I mean? Like you're not always together.
Yeah.
And they go, does that cause like tension or whatever? And the answer is no, like very, very simply, no, it doesn't. And it never has. It's never been a tension point in our relationship for Joy and I. And we've never argued. People go like, but in 10 years you've been together, you've never argued. And I say, no. There's one not even an argument, one big conversation that we had probably like 7 years ago, and it was to do with my partying.
Yeah.
And it was a conversation that I knew I was going to have, and we had it. But it was a conversation.
Yeah.
And it was not, and like that's probably the biggest conversation we've had ever, but it was just a conversation. It was a difficult one, but a lovely volume and a lovely discussion. And
Eugene and I have fought.
but that's the thing. But like even then, like we
Many times.
we don't fight. Even if we disagree, like Joy and I, it's a conversation. There's nothing we can't say. There's no fear of reprimand, of retribution, of shame or fear, or like how's the other person going to react. We always just listen. We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then we try to understand the other's perspective enough to go, all right, I don't get it, but I'm willing, or I do get it and I still disagree, but I'm happy to, you know what I mean? Like there's a perspective shift.
Yeah.
That we share.
We argue definitely, but because, you know, Eugene and I, we're a bit different. Like I'm a bit more of the talker. He's a bit more quietly spoken.
It's the same as us, yeah.
But I like to talk things out, even if he's just listening and whatever, and I like to talk it out and not just sweep things under the carpet. And I think that's just come from, you know, past relationships where you've got fear of speaking up.
100%.
I have no longer that fear, the poor bloke.
Yeah.
I'm like, and he's like, oh God, here we go. And
No, 100%. But that's what I did with so I reckon it was day 3 of Joy and I had been dating. 3 days in, I sat her down. I said, look, I'm going to tell you everything. Told her everything at the time. This is who I'm seeing. I'm currently dating other people. We've just met. I party, I'll drink, I'll smoke, I'll do this, I'll do that. And she was like, whoa, that's a lot. You don't need to tell me that. And I said, no, but I don't want there to be any surprises because I know where this is going.
Right.
And I guess I just wanted to be totally upfront. And luckily I did, because there was actually a time, Nance, where when I introduced her to my other friends, some of my friendship circles, some of their partners were like, oh, and did he tell you about this, this and this? And she was like, yeah. And their mouths were on the floor. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And I was more perturbed at the fact like, gee, that was a bit nasty, wasn't it? They actually went to throw me under the bus.
Yeah.
But thank heavens that she knew everything.
Yeah, see?
But I guess like she said to me then as well, this is a lot of information, but I'm a talker like you.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want there to be anything that you hear about me later.
Yeah.
I don't want there to be something you don't know, and I would rather just be upfront with you.
Yeah.
And now she's a talker, but she goes, I've never been in a relationship like that.
Yeah.
And now she's the same. Whereas before she would probably be like, no, don't need to talk about that. We'll just let that go.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, no, nothing goes,
That's
through
right.
without a goalie's touch on it. No pun intended.
There you go. But what we might do is put up that beautiful photo from our first birthday party that we've got, that gorgeous photo of both our families, so people can have a real good look and realise that I don't look like Joya, number one, very sad day. And yes, we have partners ourselves that is not each other.
Not each other.
No.
Not each other. But flattered.
Flattered, well,
flattered.
Feel sorry for you a little bit.
Well, I'd feel the same. Like,
But
what a
I feel
downgrade.
sorry. No.
What a downgrade from the Socceroos to me.
Oh,
like,
gee.
no, that's savage. That's savage. It's a bit like, you know, when people say, I say people are surprised to find out I'm not sporty. I'm not sporty at all. I don't think most people are surprised. I think they're pretty much like clued in. It's like being a handyman.
Yeah.
Like Joya asked me to do some things around the house the other day. She's like, oh, if you're not doing anything, here's a list.
Yeah.
Right? So I start, and I said to her, do you think you married Tim the Toolman Taylor, mate? Like, let me get my bulldozer and my toolbox and I'll come back to
Yes.
work. No idea.
I definitely did not get into
didn't
a
get that
relationship
either?
with Tim the Toolman.
See, that's good. That makes me feel better because I'm
Definitely
just
not.
not that guy. I'm not a handyman. Like my cousin always says, these are money handling office paper hands, pen pusher hands.
Yeah, yeah.
And even my dad said it. We're doing some hard work out in the backyard a few weeks back, digging and grinding and welding men,
Hard
big,
yakka.
hard yakka, get it, milking a cow, that kind of stuff. And even Dad said, he's like, maybe we should call your cousin and see if he's free to come and give us a hand. I was like, why would you say that? He goes, you got soft hands. I said, gee, that's savage. But he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
You know.
But we had to clarify. Episode 1, season 3. It's taken 3 episodes.
3 seasons. 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
But we're not married.
We are not married. We are not in a relationship. Oh, yes, we are in a relationship.
Yeah, we're in a relationship. It's
We're
a platonic
in a friendship.
friendship. It's a beautiful friendship that I'm so
Yes.
grateful for.
Oh, me too.
And professional relationship too,
Yeah.
because, I think of some of the great professional duos.
Yes.
You got Hale and Pace,
Yep.
Abbott and Costello,
Yep.
Bert and Patty.
Oh,
Bert and Patty.
Bert and Patty. Yeah.
Who was it? Who was George Danikian's co-host on the news there?
Beck Morse at one point.
It was Beck at one point, but that was later.
Jane Riley? No?
Jane was Weather.
Yeah, but then
I want to say Kelly, but George and Kelly?
Nesta.
Kelly Nesta?
Yeah, but
don't
see,
know.
but it didn't leave a mark.
Didn't leave a mark.
So it wasn't a duo.
You're right. You're right. Hamish and Andy,
Yeah.
Ariana and Cynthia. They're the latest one.
Okay.
Oh, you
See?
haven't seen Wicked, have you? See,
Oh, no, I
Nancy
haven't.
Things.
Yeah, Nancy
Ah.
Things. No.
But hang on, are you telling me you don't even know Cynthia and Ariana?
No.
Wow.
Okay.
No, good. No. Good for
Okay.
you though. To me, that means that you've actually been able to block out all of that noise.
Sorry.
I was blocking it out till I saw the movie, and now I'm
Right.
utterly obsessed.
Right.
I actually got it yesterday on digital. Already bought it.
There you go.
Pre-ordered it, downloaded it, watched it. It's great. It's
Done.
really good.
Good.
It's a really good
on
movie.
you.
You know what I was thinking, though? We should
What?
definitely do a. No, we shouldn't do that.
That's
Do a
too
horrendous
much.
and a tremendous, but that did sound like a
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
3 seasons in, still hasn't figured out the buttons on the soundpad, but horrendous and tremendous, first one of the year.
Okay. Wow. I've got.
It's a big. It's a big ask.
It's a big one. It's a big one. Okay. Tremendous. I think it's tremendous. I've got one that hasn't actually happened yet.
Oh.
We're recording this, and by the time this comes out, it would have happened.
Go
but,
on, share.
I think it's tremendous that it's January when we're recording, although it's the 3rd of Feb right now because we're releasing this.
Inception.
It's January and we are about to start the year. This does happen occasionally throughout the
Yes.
year, but we're starting the year emceeing, co-hosting an event together.
We are. We've
So
got
I
a
just think
huge
it's
thing this summer.
starting
Yeah.
the year and I'm like, wow. Sometimes it takes a bit or then it's
There's a few week
about
gap there.
living that we're doing on
Yes,
sites together,
yes,
but
yes.
we're back to our Royal Show roots.
I
Almost.
hadn't even thought about it like that.
Do you know
but
what I
you're
mean?
so right. You're so right.
So that's very exciting.
Well, I can't wait to do that. We're back behind the mic this week.
We are.
We're a few days away.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, now that you've actually put it like that, that's exciting.
That
Has absolutely a little bit of a fire in me now.
Yeah.
I like that.
You
So
like
yes,
it?
I know that's a good tremendous. We're
Yes.
back doing a bit of emceeing for an event this week.
together, other
Together.
than living, just what, people maybe just look at us as podcast co-hosts
I have
now.
so many
they
things.
forget.
I'm actually just looking at all of my notes in my notebook for this year. and
Yeah.
things that I wanted to make sure that we talk about. I'm just trying to find. So for me, I'm going to say tremendous as
Hang
well.
on, you're going to read out a notebook of tremendous?
Well, no, not a whole notebook, but I'm just. There was a few notes, but here we go.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
That's large writing. I can even read it.
Can you? Well, you could tell I was in a real impassioned mode when I write so
Yeah.
big. So I was just doing some 2025 planning,
Yeah.
which I love to do at the end of every
Okay,
year.
so this is part of your tremendous, right?
part of my tremendous.
Okay, gotcha.
So this year, there's a lot of things happening in outside of just living as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Like living, there's so many things
Yeah.
happening. But you know, because I've told you already.
Yeah.
But by the time this comes out as well, things will have been moving a bit with Vigilero. So
Yeah.
my agency, which I'm now 18 months, coming up to 18 months
Yeah.
old as a company, which
Yeah.
is great. But I'm expanding this year, Nance.
Wow.
Expanding.
Growing.
It's terrifying. And I can see the
But
fear in your
exciting.
eyes for
No,
me.
not
no,
at
no,
all.
I feel the same way. I'm happy that you're feeling
No.
it. But it's that exciting, the things that I can offer
Yeah.
are really growing, which is great. The team is growing. But I mentioned it, I think, last year that I don't do resolutions.
All right.
I don't do resolutions. I do an ethos
Yeah.
or a motto. So this year's is build the empire.
Ooh.
How do we feel about that?
Build the empire. That's huge.
That's a good one, right?
That's very good.
I think so. And, it's been in the past, it's been do what I want,
Yeah.
bigger, better, up and up, get shit done,
Yeah.
sweep the leg, which was a ruthless year. Sweep the leg, that was a year of just going
Wow.
for it.
Right.
And then take the crown, was
Okay.
2016, Take the Crown. That was a real like empowering year.
Yeah.
And across the last few years, it's been focused on like home, obviously, and building those foundational elements of life. But this year is going to be a big year on building the empire.
Build the
between
empire.
Vigilero, Live and Podcast, all of my other little channels that we've got going, these little hustles, side hustles, if you will. They're not even side hustles.
They're not.
I don't like the term side hustle.
Maybe it started as but it's no longer a side hustle.
It's a full-blown hustle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's who we are. It's who we are.
There's an episode into itself.
Yeah.
It's not just a side hustle
No.
anymore. This is full-time work.
Yeah.
This is our income. This is our livelihood.
That's
and a lot of
right.
people still get. Do you still get that? I go, oh, does the podcast pay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't have to.
You don't have to justify it. We don't have to talk about
No.
it. But it is one of those things where, like, you have to understand this is someone's job still.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Anyway,
Absolutely.
So tremendous. And
Yes.
here's just some things that I would love to impart on yourself and our
Yes.
show and our listeners this year for 2025. Be unstoppable.
Yes.
Be inspiring.
Beautiful.
Be focused.
Yes.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Be grateful. Be here.
Yes. Oh, I like that.
Be bold.
Oh, not.
Well, not BALD. I would actually. I'm gonna do a computer version because I want to see
I've
that.
done it myself.
Oh, can you share it?
No.
I would love to see it.
No.
You have a beautiful shaped head.
Thank you.
Be bold. Be brave. Be informed.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's one that I
no,
feel
that's
like.
a good one. Yeah.
And that is the last one on that little list of things. But I was thinking about it because I was like, you know what? There's so much misinformation and bullshit information floating around out there.
Yeah.
It's very easy to be confused.
Like people thought we were married.
People thought we were married. It's very easy to be confused or misled, I think.
Yeah.
And you can almost see videos these days. There's tons of them, AI, that are generating these crazy videos. And you're like, wow, I saw a shark eating a cow. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, that's not real. That's
Yeah.
AI. But be informed. So whatever you're listening to or watching this year, be informed. We're going to try our best to be informed, to keep you informed of things when we need to be.
Absolutely. And on a side note, if going back to our topic today, if you have been confused as being, lots of people say it's my work wife or, work
your work
husband,
wife.
all
Do you
of
have a
that
work
sort of
wife or a
stuff.
work husband?
So
Besides me?
probably Kelly. There's someone at work, but not really, because I do lots of little things now.
Yeah.
Lots of little, not one main thing. So
You're seeing a few
you've got-
people.
Yeah, I'm seeing a few. Exactly. I've got very busy. So if you've been mistaken as being in a relationship with someone that you work with, let us know. We want to hear about it too. It's
That's a
not
good
just
one.
us.
I get mistaken for being in a relationship with my best mate, Marty.
Okay.
Most
right.
people think that we're married
Yeah.
because we're always with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up each other's bums. That'll do it.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we should end that.
Well, on that note, I think Marty would get a kick out of that too because people always say, you and Marty always together? No, we are. We're not together enough, to be honest. But no, that's a good one. If you've been confused for relationships, work wives, work husbands, I'd love to hear about it too.
And if you want us to come and visit your work site, give us a holler.
Give us a holler. I love it. Guys, have a fantastic week. Thanks for tuning back in. Season 3.
Season 3.
Let's go.
Living Podcast.
I living?
What do you reckon, Tones and I this year?
What a funny thing to say.
Should we just say it now?
No.
No. Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We tried.
We did try.
We did try. Nah, look, I'm still keen. I'm still keen to go
I'm
for
so
it.
keen.
All right, we'll workshop it.